All right, busy 49ers update here from Levi's, where Brandon Ayuk has officially been placed on injured reserve, and the 49ers have used that 53-man roster spot on a promotion for the big defensive tackle, Evan Anderson, who's been really, really good over just 13 pass rushing snaps, and that was on elevations from the practice squad. Evan Anderson has 4 pressures and a sack. So he has earned a 53-man roster spot. Congratulations to him. The 325-pounder has been explosive. Remember, he did that big cannonball to celebrate signing a contract with the 49ers after he was an undrafted free agent, $200,000 guaranteed. That was back in May, late April, early May. Well, Evan Anderson now gets a big pay raise from a practice squad salary that's about $200,000 or $300,000 a year to a salary closer to $1 million per year on the 49ers 53-man roster. 49ers made a couple other moves. Deebo Iceland, who is an offensive lineman out of Yale, born in South Africa, started playing rugby, then went to high school as an exchange student in Connecticut in his senior year of high school. That's when he started playing football. Then he went to Yale, and he was with the Houston Texans last season. So obviously the Texans with Bobby Slowick run something very similar to the 49ers. And for somebody who's an interior lineman who plays a lot of center like Deebo Iceland, that experience is really, really valuable and important. I talked to him a little bit in the locker room today, and he says that he really enjoys the chess match, the cerebral aspect of playing that center position. Now, Iceland, because of the rugby background in South Africa, can also move. And he's not a small guy. I mean, this is a beefy guy. So he's an interesting prospect, actually shares agents with Kyle Juszczyk, the Harvard product on the 49ers roster. So the Yale and the Harvard guys, they've already given each other a hard time about that, but they do share the same agent. They'd already known each other before Iceland joined the 49ers. He's officially on the practice squad. Remember, they had a spot open because of the Evan Anderson promotion to the 53-man roster. And then Malik Turner, wide receiver, has been with the 49ers in the past, most recently this offseason before they released him with an injury settlement. Malik Turner is healthy and back now on San Francisco's practice squad. I think there's a good chance that they elevate Malik Turner to the game day roster against the Cowboys on Sunday to play special teams. He might be the best gunner on the 49ers roster right now. Plus, Chris Conley, because of the Brandon Ayuk injury, is going to be moving up to the ex-receiver starting spot unless they shuffle Jawan Jennings into there. But Jawan Jennings is missing practice today. I'll get to that in a bit with his hip injury. So I think Conley is going to be the one in the X spot. Conley does a lot of the gunner work for the 49ers. They need somebody to fill in for him, so that workload is not too big. And Malik Turner has been really good in that regard for the 49ers, so he also joins the practice squad. Remember, the special teams for San Francisco ranks number 31. They are bad in essentially every single facet of special teams except for field goal kicking, where ironically they're on their third kicker of the season. Anders Carlson is going to kick again against the Cowboys, who are not a good team on offense and defense. Dallas ranks down in the 20s offensively and defensively, DVOA, EPA. But special teams, DVOA, they rank number 1. So the great potential equalizer coming this weekend is special teams. And the 49ers are having to promote their gunner, Chris Conley, to more of a starting role on offense because of the Ayuk injury. So that's why they brought in Malik Turner. Rest of practice today. Deebo Samuel has a chance to play on Sunday. He was released from the hospital yesterday with he had pneumonia, fluid buildup in his lungs. That's why he was barely able to play on Sunday. I saw Deebo in the locker room today. They've got a basketball hoop in there, and he put up a couple shots on the basketball hoop. So Deebo Samuel obviously feeling a whole lot better. Not going to practice today, but does have a chance to play Sunday. Would not shock me at all if he did play based on what I've observed so far of Deebo Samuel's recovery. As I mentioned, no Jawan Jennings at practice today, but Kyle Shanahan has said that they expect Jawan Jennings to be back this week. George Kittle also is going to miss practice today with a foot injury. Would surprise me if he did not play on Sunday. Kevin Givens, the defensive tackle, groin injury, and George Odom, the safety and big-time special teams guy with a knee injury. Neither of them will practice today. Look out for both of them. Givens has been playing some good football for the 49ers, has logged some pass rushing pressure for them the inside, and George Odom has consistently been this team's leading tackler on special teams when he's healthy. And again, if it's your number 31 special teams against Dallas's number 1 special teams, you can't really afford to be losing your special teams leading tackler if you are the 49ers. Looking at limited participants in practice today, Jordan Mason with the shoulder, Nick Bosa with an elbow. He said that back against Minnesota, actually got banged in the elbow and got hit a couple more times there this past week against Kansas City. But he'll practice. He talked today. We'll post a video of Nick Bosa's interview in a little bit. He should be fine to go, but the 49ers had to list him on the injury report. And I mentioned Conley. Yes, he is coming off of minor injury in the game on Sunday, but his ankle, I believe, for Chris Conley, but he will be limited in practice today for the 49ers. So 53-man roster is full. Evan Anderson takes that last spot. Dieter Eisland, the offensive lineman, and Malik Turner, the receiver, take up the final 2 spots on the practice squad. Chris Hubbard got poached off of the 49ers practice squad late last week, so that opened up 1 spot, and then obviously the Anderson bump up opened up another. 49ers about 4 to 5 point favorites over the Cowboys. This is a huge, huge week for San Francisco. I mean, you look at the variance that's at play here. If the 49ers win, they're 4-4. There's a really good chance that they're in first place in the NFC West entering their bye week because the Seattle Seahawks play the Buffalo Bills, and the Bills are favored in that game. And I saw Christian McCaffrey really briefly in the locker room today. It looks very possible to me that Christian McCaffrey is going to be back right after the bye week. And that's based on everything else that I've gathered being around this 49ers facility as well. So 4-4 in first place with the NFL MVP, as Kyle Shanahan called Christian McCaffrey today, coming back. That would mean that San Francisco's in really, really good position. But if they lose, they'd be 3-5. They obviously wouldn't be in first place. And they'd be in a whole world of hurt, and there'd be real 2020 vibes starting to embrace this team. I don't think there are 2020 vibes quite yet because, again, they're 1 win away from being in A-OK position. It's all about how you finish in the NFL as long as you don't start too poorly. So 4-4 would work for the 49ers. Also in 2020, they lost their quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo, in week 2. That was a huge deal. This year, you can knock on wood, someone right here, as long as Brock Purdy stays available, the 49ers will have a chance. But I think that this game, there's a big swing. There's a big swing between win and loss in this coming game against the Dallas Cowboys. So the 49ers have fortified their roster. They're ready for the practice week. They'll be out here again on Thursday and then Friday. Same drill. And then Sunday Night Football against the Dallas Cowboys. This is your update. Much more content coming, including a special live tonight at 7 p.m. We got a special guest, so stay tuned for that. You'll find out who it is a little bit later. Take care.